watching our show. I love your thank you card. Yes, please keep watching. You are the greatest. Thank you.
Welcome to the Funday show.
Shannon, I don't have time for that. No, I don't have time for that right now.
No, our friends are here.
No,
welcome.
Shannon, listen, I am trying to write cards for all of our friends, okay? I want to send out a card to every kid that watches our show.
That's awesome. I like that goal.
Isn't that a good idea?
Yeah.
Okay, but listen, I've got to get them to the post office in the morning, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Right when they open, so the kids will get them by this weekend. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
let me focus.
Okay, that's good. I like that. That's a great goal. You would totally do that.
So good. Thank you for watching. Okay.
She's really fun.
So cute. Love your pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, you are nice. Shannon, can you please get your crackers away from the cards? Okay.
Kelly, I was just really enjoying all the nice things you were saying.
Okay, Shannon, but right now I can't really get this. I've got to focus.
Kelly, you're making it sound like what you're trying to do is impossible. Let me tell you, I also have some goals that seem impossible. I mean, like, summer is coming, and so I'm just trying to make some better choices so that, like, you know, I can do, like, go down the slide at Big Kahuna's. Okay. I don't know if I would fit right now.
Well,
so I was thinking, like, doctor says I can do this. I just, like, you know, make some good, healthy habits. And then in June, it's like, bam.
Wait a minute. Okay, Shannon, aren't you having a baby in June? Isn't that right?
Small details. Like I said, boom. Goals happen. Nothing is impossible.
Well, right now, it does seem impossible because I just have a million cards to write.
No. It's not that many. You're making your goal seem too much. You gotta focus, you know, baby steps. So,
do you see how many I've done?
That's a lot. That's really good.
You think that's a lot?
Yeah, that's
Hold
great.
on. Look how many we have left.
That's a lot more, but we can do it. Kelly, we can. I'll help you.
It's never going to happen, Sharon.
It can. I can help.
Especially if we're talking. No, you're eating.
Yeah, I'll take a break.
Let me
help you.
No, you have chip hands. Come on.
Kelly.
Over the chips.
They're not that dirty.
Shannon.
It's okay.
Oh my gosh.
Kelly, we can do this. Let's teamwork it and knock it out.
Listen, I need a break.
Okay, let's go to story time with Livy, and maybe you should have a cookie too before. Yeah. There you go.
Thank you.
Hey guys, I'm so excited for today's story because it goes exactly with what you guys are talking about. It has to do with all of the impossible things. I think that sometimes it's really hard to get bogged down by all the things that seem impossible. Sometimes it feels like there's these impossible, huge, mountainous tasks in front of us, and we don't even know where to start, or we start and then we give up. And it's crazy because the Bible is so full of people who had to face impossible things. And not just impossible things, but impossible things that God asked them to do. So we're going to start with a story that's right after Jesus' death and resurrection. It's found in the book of Acts, and Jesus is sitting down for a meal with his disciples. The verse says, on one occasion while he was eating with them, he gave them this commandment: do not leave Jerusalem, but wait for the gift my Father has promised, which you have heard me speak about. So the first thing that Jesus says to his disciples, you'd think it would be something like, go, preach, love. But it was none of those things. It was to wait. To wait. For what? What did he ask them to wait for? He asked them to wait for a gift. Oh my goodness, on Christmas morning, the night before on Christmas Eve, I can hardly contain myself because I cannot wait for Christmas morning. Can you imagine the disciples having to be asked to wait? So let's see what the next verse says and what this gift is that they're waiting for. But you will receive the power when the Holy Spirit comes on you, and you will be my witness in Jerusalem and in all of Judea and Samaria and to the ends of the earth. Whoa. That's a lot. Jesus just asked them to do something that was impossible. I don't think that we really understand what it felt like to be the disciples. So hang with me. I'm going to try to give you an example. I don't know if you guys know what paper boys are, but paper boys and girls used to roll the newspaper up and have all the news of your area and your state and maybe even the nation. And they would get up early in the morning and they would throw the newspapers onto the porch, sometimes into the bushes, but they would deliver the news. So this is our paper boy, and he delivers the newspaper to the northeast part of town, and he's really great at it. And his boss comes to him and he says, hey, I want to expand your paper route. So he gets a few more newspapers, and now he's delivering newspapers to all of town. So his boss comes to him again and he wants to expand his paper route again, and by this time he has a lot of newspapers, and his boss has said, now you're doing great with the town, so I want you to deliver newspapers to the entire county. That's a big task, but before he can even think of anything else, his boss comes to him again, and he says, you're doing great, not just the county, but the entire state of Florida. That's not possible, right? He can't deliver newspapers to everyone in the state of Florida on one morning. And before he can even find another job, his boss comes to him again, and he says, now you're doing great delivering all of these newspapers to the state of Florida. Now you have to do it to the whole United States. What? That's impossible. No one can deliver all of these newspapers to the entire United States in one day. And that's probably how the disciples felt, right? So Jerusalem is this tiny town, but there's a lot of people that live there. And then Judea and Samaria, that's a big area. And then beyond that, to the entire world, like, that's not possible. Jesus has asked the disciples to do this huge, impossible task, and they're right. That's not possible. But with Jesus and with God's Spirit, anything is possible. And little by little, with new believers and with them spreading the word, just like that, it's possible. It's still happening today. It's incredible. So check out this verse in Matthew. So Matthew 28:18-20 says, then Jesus came to them and said, all authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Therefore, go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, and teaching them to obey everything I have commanded you. And surely I am with you always, to the very end of the age. That was the Great Commission. That was at the end of Jesus' 40 days after his resurrection with his disciples. And he had prepared them. And this Great Commission, it was Jesus asking them and telling them to go and tell the nations who he was and his story. And this big task requires big power, and Jesus promises that. You are not alone. I am with you. And the very next words, the very next part of the story, Jesus ascends into heaven. And it almost feels like a contradiction. Jesus just said, I am with you, but he's gone. He's already taken away. And the disciples remembered and thought back to that gift, the gift that we were waiting for, the gift of the Holy Spirit. And that Holy Spirit is the power, God's presence in you. And this mission, this awesome adventure that Jesus is sending us on to tell all the nations about who he is, that's the mission that you're still on today. And it's so exciting that you get to be a part of that. You get to go and tell your friends and tell your neighbors about who Jesus is. And sometimes that's the impossible task. It is so impossible, it's so big, and it's so heavy, but Jesus is with you. Sometimes that'll look like a random act of kindness. Sometimes it's just a small act of love. Maybe it's just waving at your neighbor or smiling at someone in the grocery store. I think that Jesus had a lot of things in mind when he said, go and tell the nations who he is. I'm not sure if that helps you, but maybe that'll help you guys feel like it's a little bit less of an impossible task.
Isn't Livy's voice soothing?
So incredible. And the story, I mean, did it not?
Yeah, it really hit home for me. You know, the disciples thought it was impossible to spread the gospel.
I mean, oh my goodness. I don't know if they were going to complete the mission and then it changed over and they decided, yes, we can do it. It's worth it.
Totally worth it.
Oh, yeah.
And like these cards, I think it's totally worth it, Kelly. I think this is a great thing to do for all these fun friends that watch our show.
You know what?
What?
You're right. It is so worth it. All right, I'm back.
Do it.
I'm
Let's do
back.
it.
I am
Okay.
in.
I'll start working on stamps, okay?
Good. Okay, yes. We've got this. We can do it. We can do anything.
Oh, wait.
What?
We should ask them, too.
Oh, okay.
Is there something that you think is impossible that you should maybe try and do because God is with you?
Ooh,
Uh-huh.
I love it. And you know what? It's time to say goodbye. And we'll see you next time on the Sunday Funday Show.
Mm-hmm.
What are you? Oh my gosh. She's still snacking.